The fuck is that?
So if I were to ask you what your favourite Battlefront 2 game mode was, you'd probably go through a good few others before you answered Strike. You might go, oh, I'd rather play FIFA, or I'd rather play a different sport, I'd rather play some NBA. Or you'll go, no, I'm really hardcore, I'd like to do racing and take it very, very seriously.
Hello there.
But if you were actually going to answer about Battlefront 2, your first one would probably be either Capital Supremacy because it gave us some conquest gameplay and it's the largest game mode, or it would be Heroes vs Villains because it's that sort of once-off battles where you get to see Anakin and then he goes up on the other team against Bosk or Boba Fett or something, and you get to see a battle that you will never see in the films, but you get to recreate it, and it's just like using your imagination. It's like being a kid again, creating your own awesome battles. But you wouldn't say Strike, and I think it started off so good, and it's just kind of died off very similarly to Starfighter Assault, where they just didn't add any new maps for it, and they didn't add anything really interesting. You've now got the Droidicas and the Republic Commando, which will come out, and the Commando droids. They are added into it when you're on Clone Wars maps, but the experience of Strike is very much the same as it was almost 2 years ago now when Battlefront 2 first came out. That's why people don't come back to it. But I like to visit it every now and again. It used to be my favourite game mode. I used to play it every single time. I'd choose it again ahead of Galactic Assault. This was before Capital Supremacy, and I'd had enough of the complete imbalance of Heroes vs Villains at that point. And I played Strike so much, and I got my infantry up so well. And you can see here that that didn't stick around at the start, because as an assault I don't do too well, but it does come back, and I get better as the video progresses, so do stay for that. If your next question was what's the least balanced map on the entirety of the Strike game mode, then if the person doesn't answer Endor, they clearly haven't played Endor on Strike, where they've just been completely destroyed by the Empire. Basically on Endor, as you'll see in this video, because that's the map we're on, you start inside this hangar, the opponent team can press you high and try and stop you from getting to the objective that you're trying to carry out of the building, and that's fine. That's how it was in stuff like Jakku. You have to get past quite a few enemies before you can even pick up the objective, before you try and transfer it, so that's fine. The problem is once you've picked it up, you then have to get out into the open, into this courtyard area, and that is just one door that the entirety of the Empire can just sit behind and camp there, and anyone makes a move out and they'll get killed. You'll only get out if either the opposing team is just much worse than you, or you get lucky with a rocket trooper and the timing just works out with other people respawning. But no, it's not very likely, and Endor can be the most long and hardest to endure maps of all of the maps in Strike. I think the easiest way to change it is just you add an extra way out. You add a separate pathway. I know this won't happen now, it's been so long since they've touched Strike. But if you just add a separate way out into the courtyard, 1 or 2 extra sides to the left or right of the hangar opening, then suddenly the Empire wouldn't all have to be directed at one door. If they were, then you'd get out one of the side ones. It would make it so much more balanced, and then you'd have more of a fight in the courtyard area, because that never seems to last, because the entire round's got so close to the end by the time that you get out into the area. But that's what I do to improve Strike. It's only a small thing, but I feel like it would actually make quite a big difference, and it might bring people back to Strike to test it out and see if it works any better. I do actually feel like I clutch up quite a bit at the end of this, so stick around, because this is quite a very close match, and it comes down right to the end, so hopefully you'll be around to witness it by that point and you haven't clicked off by then. But leave a like on this video if you will go play Strike again. Just try it once, I would advise you, and you might not enjoy it. You might think it's a different pace to what you're like used to with Capital Supremacy, or you're annoyed that the stormtroopers don't hold lightsabers like Heroes vs Villains. Yeah, and leave a comment on which game mode you play most of the time. I don't think Battlefront 2 gives you stats like that, which is a bit of a shame. They do that in something like Battlefield 1. Their companion app tells you every vehicle and how much time you spent in it. I don't think they've done that for Battlefront 2, which is a shame. But let me know what your favourite game mode is, and subscribe and you'll know when new videos come out.
They're stealing a package. Data package dropped. Move in.
Hostile approaching.
Enemy has dropped the package. They don't have the time or firepower to defeat us.
Rebels closing. Pick them off. Package recovered. Re-establish perimeter. Throwing! Rebels entering range! Heavy gun powered up! Package on the ground! Recovering now! It's down! Weapons shack ready! Get clear!
Package intercepted. It's in reach.
Hello there.
Cover that package after the rebel.
Covering fire ready!
Package carriers down. Get to the site.
Heads down, grenade out!
Converge and intercept. This fight is almost over, and they know it.
Counting down. I've got you covered. Drop the package.
Package recovered. They'll hit our base again. The rebels are leaving. What's left of them. Not bad.